Laureate, the Managing Director of Laureate Global. Let's give another big hand.
This is what triggered this idea that why not we have something called Corpmarshal, marshalling the corporate thought together, speaking things out which doesn't come out in as much of frankness, if I have to say that, and a lot many times we are politically correct. Topic is high performance is desirable, high performers are not. Does it ring a bell in your mind? By the way, this is not your philosophy. This is what you feel in the corporate world. People look at it from that perspective. I'm sure all of you desire high performers as well.
Most intelligent managers want sustainability. So performance is an event, performer is something that sustains. So if you engage the performer, you get sustained.
I work across various organizations. In my current organization, in the last 5.5 years, I worked with 5 different leaders. So irrespective of leaders, there is no choice. So the leaders have to ensure that the organization culture is performance oriented.
That is not the question.
Don't edit the question.
Yeah, don't edit.
Okay, hang on. I'm reminded of Arnab Goswami debate otherwise. Nobody will be able to hear. Anish, you have a point. Yeah, 1 second.
So this is Anish from Mindtrade.
Yes.
I think the fundamental problem that we always have is that we, all of us, believe that we are high performers. And when the manager actually takes a turn or gives a feedback, we are unable to accept it. It is always the manager at fault.
Which means it's your bounden duty, you're appraised of the fact that 2 guys to take over your job. Mr. Ambani, Reliance Jio office sits in an open office. I've been there. There is no cabin. And I think Reliance is a high performance company.
So I worked in Reliance, so those people know Kesh Ambani. During those times he was in Maker Towers and then now he's over here. So basically if I look at it, quite a few performing organizations where the leaders don't want top performers because they don't want super dupers. So they are wary about super dupers. They feel that they can be disruptors and they like mediocre people to be more followers. And they are also successful in terms of driving them and kind of getting the results. So that's what I feel.
How many of you here in this room have faced a situation where you felt you have not grown or you have not been allowed to perform or you wanted to change your role or whatever, and because of managers' insecurity you could not grow further? I have seen this. We are a consulting company, we do a lot of coaching. There are a lot of people who come on to us and tell us very bluntly, my manager says, you've grown bigger than your boots.
If somebody is feeling that they have been stunted for growth, sometimes I would invite them to take a hard look at multiple points of view.
One point,
yeah.
I'm 100% sure you will invite them. But do managers generally invite?
Yeah, so let me complete
Yes.
them. So
Yeah.
actually I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Which side are you batting for?
I'm not batting for anything. I'm here only to trigger the thought.
I would like to give example of 2 startups of my close friends. Hari Menon, the CEO of Big Basket. I was sitting him for different things and he was talking to the placement consultant. I want the best guy to head my supply chain. And he went ahead to hire that. Second example, Manoj Kohli is my same mate. We joined as a trainee in DCM Group. And at that time when Sunil Bharti Mittal was a startup, the Bharti Group enterprise, if you just go and talk to Sunil Mittal, it is all because they simply believed in hiring performers. So when it comes to hiring, you name one example sitting over here that you don't hire the best performer.
Are the wrong people in leadership positions? This is a question. I think perhaps that is the problem.
I think high performers have a high EQ and not a high IQ.
Okay, that's interesting. Like all that would be that we all are high performers for that matter in our own mind, and somewhere, no, this is not either side, not this side, not side. Somewhere it is also capability of the manager as well to make sure that I perform high.
If you are the owner of an organization, the investor in the organization, the CEO of the organization, why would you not continue the run?
No, he would leave, the high performer would leave as substantial to the data. Despite that, he's doing very well at the current organization. There's a market force which is saying you get 150% upside on your salary and everything else.
But the same performer brings in 1000%. You should make him rich to get richer. Why would you not make him rich to get richer?
You're actually making my point, which is the owner should retain it. They don't.
Let's look at Rahul. You were from the army earlier.
all army men are high performers, but is army a high performing organization?
Yes, please go ahead.
Before my grandfather died, he gave me one management advice. He said, धंधा करना है ना, तो एक हाथी के साथ मत करो, 12 घोड़े के साथ करो। क्योंकि उसमें से एक घोड़ा मर जाए तो 11 है। हाथी मर जाए तो हाथी को उठाने का भी पैसा देना पड़ेगा।
That's an interesting perspective. Very good. Thank you very much. Yeah, great one.
I have 2 points. This is Priyanka from Laureate. This is to you, sir. When you said that GE had this process where a person is not promoted unless the second line is created, right? I think that's a very strong point for us, people sitting this side. Why does it require a process to generate or create your second line?
Because a process ensures credibility.
A process ensures. So why do managers do not ensure that the second line is created? Why can managers not feel the sense of pride when the teams do better?
Madam, such managers should see a psychiatrist right away.
But there's so many, we are short of psychiatrists right now in that case.
The question I would like to ask.
Yes.
Why did Indian team won World Cup in 1983 and 2011? It was because everyone was performing, not because 1 or 2 were performed during that time. So it's a high performance culture.
Yes.
I don't think there's
Even 1983, because of Kapil Dev, he was a high performer and he changed. And if you look at 2011, the Dhoni who changed it everything. So that's not the comparison.
It's about the manager versus or manager's perception about high performance. That's the debate. Yes, please. We have.
I'm Viswanathan. High performers, 54% of them like to work in isolation, which means that doesn't exhibit leadership quality.
Okay, very
high
interesting point he got. Yes.
High performance means that he should be able to build a team that works along with it to attain that high performance. But if he is going to be an individual with high performance, that is why organizations are scared.
Yeah.
Because he may not have the leadership quality. We need to lead, we need to build a team, not individuals. Leadership qualities.
While we were doing this research on high performers versus performance desirability, we hit upon something very sensitive. Are managers more tolerant of a man's attitude than a woman? So, your thoughts around
I think that gender bias is very well evident, and people don't have so much of a tolerance when a woman actually has shown that.
Is there an acceptability issue that how is she saying? When a man is saying so, it's more acceptable.
They take her as more aggressive. I mean, when a woman becomes aggressive, they call it aggression. But
Others, I agree with his point that sometimes there are conversations that you find it difficult to get into. And more so because, at that time, maybe some sort of drinks are flowing and people are flowing with their words and they don't want to watch their words. Agreed.
Lady bosses in my life, I think complete professional. I mean, there's been no gender issues which came up in either supervision or in appraisal or rewards. It was completely metrics driven. So I think that sort of sanitizes any kind of unconscious bias. So the neutrality ethic really is the panacea, if not the nemesis of unconsciousness.
Words like emotional and irrational, they describe their behaviors when they object to that feedback. Very interesting. Okay. All of these words show up at least twice in women's review. And while this was a summation of that particular survey, but there are some more statistics on this. I'm almost on the closing part and I want to wrap up finally. This point of view versus this, it's an endless debate and keep going on. Our purpose is to bring out views, practical thoughts, your own knowledge around this entire area and bring out this learning in slightly more engaging manner rather than me lecturing over here or any of our senior colleagues. And with that, we wrap up the debate. So, a big round of applause to all of you for participating and making it a very exciting one. Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing in the passion, and some of you definitely excellent. So this was a format of a Corpmarshal, exactly what we had in mind. Thank you very much, all of you, and good night. Thank you.
Just would like to thank Rahul and his entire team for 3 things. One, I think, is such a beautifully designed way, applying all principles of instructional design and adult learning to take a point across with involvement of people. Second, we spoke about a bell curve. I think there was a bell curve, natural distribution in this room too. Extra enthu cutlets to silent spectators to the middle group. And I thought we did a fantastic job of containing the extra enthu cutlets and getting the other extreme to speak as well. And the third thing, and I think this defense background shown through beautifully, that lot of grace and courage under fire. So very, very beautifully done, Rahul, and thanks to the whole team for being here and putting together this kind